Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the first episode of Tylo or Bust. Yes, I realize that Scott Manley is doing another series called Eve or Bust, and just so you know, this is not really a copy. Two guys can have the same idea at the same time, or near the same time. I've had this idea for probably a few months now, and I'm just getting around to starting it. So let's get started. New game. Tylo or Bust. And we'll take Kerbin. So it's basically the same goals as Scott Manley. I'm going to try and land at least a couple Kerbins or Kerbals on Tylo and return them safely to the surface of Kerbin. And I'm going to hand it over to post commentary Mike as soon as I start building this first rocket. So I've sped up the video just a bit here, just so that you don't have to sit around watching all the boring part of me making my rocket. For this first episode, I'll be sending up a basic space station core. Along with it, I'll also be sending a substantial amount of fuel. The reason being is I'm going to need a lot of fuel to land on Tylo, and then almost as much again to get back into orbit and dock with the station for the return trip. That's going to be one of the primary differentiators between Eve or Bust and Tylo or Bust. Scott essentially gets to land as much weight as he wants for free because he can use parachutes in Eve's thick atmosphere. Tylo has no atmosphere to slow me down, yet still has a surface gravity that's close to Kerbin's. On the flip side, without the thick atmosphere, my engines will work just as well on the surface as they would in orbit. This will be a modded Let's Play as well, although for the first episode I'm going to keep it fairly stock. You will see me with some mods here in the VAB, namely MechJeb, Subassembly Loader, and there's also an appearance of a third a little later in the episode. I'm not planning on adding mods that are primarily parts packs, as much as I love the B9 pack, but I may be forced to add the Kethane Miner pack if I can't manage to design a lander with enough fuel. In any case, we're just about done here with the rocket, so I'm going to let you watch the end of that, and then I'll join you on the launch pad. Okay guys, live commentary Mike is back, and let's hope we launch this thing. This is a truly untested design. It looks a little tall, so hopefully everything will go as planned. I've got my staging all set up, and I guess the only thing is to make sure we're in a good position to transfer out to Jool. So that will be the first step. Okay, our phase angles are about right. Let's just make sure the moon's not going to be in our way when we go to transfer. That should be pretty good. And it looks like we're launching right at sunset or sunrise. So, without further ado, in 3, 2, 1. Oh, suppose I should throttle up first. In 3, 2, 1. Launch! That's actually pretty close to perfect thrust rate ratio, just barely lifting off from the pad. This, of course, just a standard liftoff, standard gravity turn, and circularization at low Kerbin orbit. Looks like I could have used a little more thrust in my beginning stages. But I'm confident everything will be fine. And we're picking up speed again, so everything looks to be good. A little wobbly, but I think we'll be fine. And about to ditch our second set of boosters. And there they go. Still gaining speed, which is good. This is a little disconcerting, though. At least that time isn't falling. Not too quickly, at least. That's going back up. Hopefully we'll be fine. Even if I'm not being all that efficient with this gravity turn. Although I am just about to run out of fuel. Of course, I am using all my transfer stage fuel first. Should have probably disabled that, but I can easily send up a refueling mission if necessary. And I think that's probably going to be necessary. So we'll get this into orbit and get it refueled, and I'll be back with you when that's done. Okay, guys, I'm just about to dock with or dock the refueler to my station stage. Within less than 150 meters now, so slowing down and just lining up. And actually, I'm going to move this guy into a better orientation for docking. Namely, I'm going to point him north up. And if you watch my docking tutorial video, you'll know why I do this. Switch back. Set as target. And if you heard me speaking earlier about mods, this is one of them that I'm using. It's the docking alignment mod. Full link in the description. Actually, I need to kill the rest of my relative velocity. Otherwise, this will end rather badly. Actually, that's pretty good. I can deal with that. And oh, come on! A little bit rusty. There we go. So we'll get this guy refueled, and then we'll send him off to Jool. Ah, so close, but that'll do. In fact, we'll do that. We'll undock these guys because the RCS is fuel, even though I don't have any RCS jets on it. And actually, my electricity is relatively good because of these solar panels. These are always good to have at least one set of these so that you don't have to worry about extending solar panels. Like so. But anyways, we'll undock him. And we'll make him crash back into the planet using RCS because we have more than enough. Anyways, let's set up our Jool transfer burn. And you can see what a properly timed burn can help you with. Just by moving this guy around a bit in his, or my ejection angle, I can set up a nice entry into Jool. And I still haven't changed my config file to my desired display of the transfer orbits, or sphere of influence orbits. I prefer a different mode where it's actually around the target that you're transferring to. So I'm actually going to make a cut later on, and while I do that, I'm going to change that config file entry. But until then, we have our burn planned. Let's get in position to make that burn. Oh, this is a little wobbly. But nothing a little fast forward can help once I get settled. Okay. So, the burn. I'm gonna use up the remaining amount of this fuel. That's why I brought this guy along, is to just help out with this first initial part of the burn. Once we get a little closer, I'm going to do a test fire, see how long the game thinks it'll take with just this engine. So let's do that test burn now. Thinks it's going to be a little more than 5 minutes, so we'll start this burn in about... Actually, now's a pretty good time. And actually, before I do that... Disable crossfeed, so we're only burning from this fuel tank. And let's go! So it's a little less than 5 minutes, but this will actually be good because we're not going to last that full 3.5 minutes or whatever with just this tank. And let's get ready to fire up the next engines. In 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll decouple this guy, leave him behind. Post-commentary Mike here again. I decided I should at least try to say something during this long and tedious burn. Maybe talk about where the series is going? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Right now, the plan is to get an episode out about once a week, and they should all be about the same length, about this length actually. You can expect some heavy use of mods in the future, with MechJeb getting a lot of the love. It's not so much that I need it, but more that it makes life easier. And before I risk stranding some Kerbals on the surface of Tylo, or worse, smashing them into the surface of Tylo, I'll be running a few tests with unmanned landers. I may also end up running some tests around Kerbin. Hopefully I won't endanger too many Kerbals in the process. Beyond that, I'm not really sure. Basically whatever I think needs to be done in order to achieve this challenge I've set for myself. Well, we have an encounter now, so in the next episode we'll finish with the mission and get the station into orbit around Tylo, and maybe we'll start on the next step in the process. So, if you'd like to see that, feel free to subscribe, and if you'd like the episode, please leave a like. Those really help the channels that are just starting out like me. Suggestions? Comments? Leave them down below. In any case, you've been watching Tylo or Bust. I'm Mike Braedley. I'll see you next time.